What's up, guys? It's your boy Nick with Hercules Fit, and today I'm gonna show you guys how to get horseshoe triceps. Get triceps that look like you about to go to Donkey Kong on these motherfuckers. All right. Before I get started, check out my programs. I got a winter bulk for people that want to build insane size and strength. I also have a summer shred for people that want to burn fat and build muscle at the same time. Both of these programs are available. HerculesPhysique.com. Link in the description below. Check them bitches out. All right, so as always, when I talk about my how to build, I'm going to go from the best exercises to the worst exercises. I'm not telling you to do or not do them. I'm just saying these are exercises that I have picked up with my training experience and that work the best according to what I have done with training people. All right, so my first exercise for building horseshoe triceps is going to be some sort of body weight dip or weighted dip. Now, the key with this exercise is, I understand a lot of people can't do dips, be it, maybe they have shoulder issues or maybe they can't lift their body weight. That's fine. You can do the assisted dip machine. This is the machine where you adjust the weight, to a level that it subtracts from your body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, put 100 pounds on the machine, you're only lifting 100 pounds instead of 200. This is a great machine to do if you can't do body weight dips, and it will hit, all parts of the tricep very, very well. So first exercise from the third best category is going to be a dip. Again, didn't put it later in the list because of the fact that, some people can't do them. Some people get shoulder problems with doing them. So although I think it's a good exercise, I don't think it's the best exercise for building your triceps. Not to mention, as you get more advanced, you may notice that, your chest and your shoulders and other muscle groups get more activated when doing a dip. At least I've noticed that from when I have been training. So guys, first exercise is going to be a dip. Exercise number two is going to be skull crusher. So I'm gonna show you guys how to correctly do this exercise to get the most bang for your buck, get the most benefit out of it. But this is going to be exercise number two. And this is basically just where you are laying on your back. I recommend doing it with an easy curl bar, and lay on your back and put your elbows inside and bring the bar to your forehead. I see a lot of people do exercise and they're bringing the bar way back here. Don't do that. Placing a lot of unnecessary strain on your shoulders and your shoulder problems doing that. So again, place your elbows inside, bring the bar to your forehead, fully extend at the top, come down. Great exercise. I honestly would put this exercise in the, probably one of my best exercises. It's a great exercise for getting your triceps involved, getting everything involved. When I finish a set of these, I feel my whole arm just feels full of blood. Everything is, moving right. And it's just a very good exercise. I didn't put it later in the list because it can cause elbow pain. So when you start getting, 100 pounds on this exercise, 150 pounds, 200, however strong some of you motherfuckers are, you will start noticing your elbows will begin to hurt. So it's very important to make sure you warm up properly with this exercise, as you should with dips or any other exercise, so your elbows don't be cracking like you in a firecracker works or some shit. That's my second exercise. Now, my number one best exercise for building your triceps. If you don't have access to a gym, you're probably not going to be able to do this exercise, which is fine. But if you do have access to a gym, I would say this is by far the number one exercise for building your triceps. It's going to be a cable triceps press down. I know it's a super basic exercise, but you don't need fancy ass shit to get big ass triceps. As long as you're doing the right exercises with enough volume and intensity, you will get them. So this is basically an exercise where I recommend getting a bar, a little straight bar. You hook it onto the cable, adjust the weight, and keep your elbows tucked in and press it straight down and all the way up. The key with this exercise is to make sure you're keeping your elbows tucked in so you don't get your chest involved. So say you're doing it like that, you're just basically just doing a chest press. So don't do that. Keep your elbows tucked in, press straight down, and come straight up. 2 to 3 seconds per rep, 8 to 12 reps, all that good shit. So guys, this is my number one exercise for building triceps. I'll typically superset this movement with one of the other movements I talked about, and you can get a great tricep pump, get a great tricep burn doing this exercise. Now, guys, there's different variations to it. You can use the ropes. I don't recommend people doing the ropes because it's harder to get that mind-muscle connection with the ropes unless you squeeze at the bottom. While with the bar, whether you squeeze or not, to be honest, as long as you go all the way down, you're going to get a good stretch in your triceps. So, I recommend doing a straight bar. I've gotten the best results with my triceps with this exercise. Number one exercise by far, especially when you can start getting heavy and really loading that bar and squeezing at the bottom coming up. All right. These are going to be my 3 worst exercises for building your triceps. Now, as a caveat, again, not saying don't do these exercises. I'm just saying I believe the ones that I just talked about are much better for building your triceps. Number 1 is going to be some sort of where you got the dumbbell over your head and you're bringing it behind your neck. That's a horrible fucking exercise for building your triceps. 1, very high risk of injury. So you're doing this exercise. Hell, I can remember being a teenager doing the exercise and I fucking snapped my elbow up fucking doing it. I was doing like a heavy ass, trying to do like a, 70, 80 pound dumbbell as a fucking teenager. So, due to the fact that, you're behind your head, which we already know if you do behind the head, shoulder presses, behind the neck, lat pull downs, high risk of injury with exercise. It's the same thing with this exercise. High risk of injury due to that behind the neck motion. And also the amount of weight that you can lift is in a kind of like a compromised position. So it's awkward as fuck when you're having to lift a weight like that. It's very fucking awkward. So my opinion, that's going to be the 3rd worst exercise for building your fucking triceps. Don't recommend you doing it. High risk of injury. And also you can get better gains with the other exercises I talked about. All right, guys. 2nd worst exercise for building your triceps, tricep kickback. So for example, I see, again, not a bad exercise, especially if you're a beginner. I see lots of, beginners doing the exercise. So it's not a bad exercise. But the problem with the tricep kickback is you're coming back. When you bring it up here, your triceps are not engaged at all. So when you're bringing the weight, the bar, the dumbbell or whatever up here, triceps are not engaged at all. It's literally biceps. So you're basically just doing a modified, basically doing a hammer curl. When you come back here, triceps are getting some engagement, but again, due to the fact that you have to do one arm at a time and due to the fact that, getting a full range of motion is just very difficult, I would say this is not the best exercise for building your triceps. Even if you get heavy with them, say you can do 50 pounds, it's extremely awkward to get 50 pounds and bring it all the way back up here and then bring it up. Then again, once you come down here, your triceps are not even engaged. It's basically biceps and forearms at that point. So if you're doing this exercise, if it works for you, keep doing it. But I guarantee you will get better results by doing one of the other exercises that I talked about earlier. All right, guys, my number 1 exercise for not building your fucking triceps. Not telling you not to do it, but my number 1 exercise for not building your triceps, I would say would be any kind of like diamond push-up or any kind of thing where elbows are in like a really compromised position. So a super, super close grip bench press where people are, holding this, bringing it down. Again, that's just not that good of an exercise. Honestly, I would honestly say, the kickback's probably the worst one. And I would say this is probably the 2nd worst exercise for building your triceps. So the 2nd worst exercise for building your triceps, by far, I'm going to say a super close grip bench press or like a diamond push-up. Anything where you're having your hands really close together. Again, a lot of strain on your elbows. And you're better off just doing an exercise where you don't, have to put your elbows in that compromised position. So I'm not against the close grip bench press. I think this is a great exercise. But again, I believe that a skull crusher is a much better alternative than a close grip bench press because when doing a skull crusher, you're literally isolating the tricep. When you do a close grip bench press, you are getting your chest involved, getting a lot more shoulders involved, getting a lot more other things involved. So although you can still build muscle in your triceps doing something like a close grip bench press, in my opinion, I would say either just do a regular bench press and load the fucking weight up or do a skull crusher where you can actually isolate the triceps. That's just from my experience. I've done a close grip bench press and when you do it, you feel like you're just doing a subpar bench press. I really don't feel my triceps engaged with it any more than I do with a regular fucking, bench press. Only difference is since it's so close grip, you gotta really lighten the weight and fucking awkward. So I recommend just doing a regular bench press or just doing a regular skull crusher. So guys, those are my 3 worst tricep exercises. Again, they're not bad exercises. They're just, in my opinion, not the best for building your triceps. So again, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out my programs, HerculesPhysique.com. It's your boy Nick, your boy Hercules, signing out.